We are the one, the light in the dark. One heart, one world, one spark. We are the one, together we rise. One dream, one voice, one sky.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Women Empowered Across the World. And this is our podcast. And I have an amazing host with me. I have Jackie Zaccoli coming from Arizona, but her heart is global along with me. Really hangs out in Africa, okay? And then I'm Carol Witt, and I am the founder and director for Global. And we just went into 76 countries and we teach mindset. It's the biggest deal. And then I have Megan, and Megan is from South Africa. And we are very excited to have Joanne with us today as our guest. And we are very excited to hear her story. I know just a little bit, and so I'm very excited to hear what all you've been doing in your life. So, Joanne, come join us.
Thank you for having me.
So, tell us your story, and you can
Well,
start anywhere you'd like.
great. Well, I'm Joanne, and I'm the founder and creative director of JMC, which stands for Joanne Moorhouse Creative. I was born in England, but I grew up in America. My dad was finishing his degree at the time in the States, which took us over, and then he ended up getting a job, so that kept us there. Um, So then, about 13 years ago, I chose to move back to England, be closer to family, and have recently settled in North Yorkshire, which is Harriet country for those who know the James Harriet books. Um, and so I describe myself really as a global visual communications specialist. It's really a fancy way of saying that I help businesses and professionals specifically to tell their stories visually. That helps them to build trust, connect with their audience, and to grow their brands. And I offer all sorts of services from photography to graphic design, brand coaching, and strategy. Because I've found that keeping all these elements together is a really powerful combination that helps to create a strong first impression, and hopefully long client relationships for everyone involved. Um, so my story, I guess, is well, I've always been someone who loves to be around animals and anything that's creative. I've always loved art, um, always coloring. Picked up my first camera when I was about age 4. Of course, at the time it was a toy one. um, Obviously now it's not toy. um, I moved through the stages of the point and shoot cameras where you turned in the whole camera and waited a week or so to
Yeah,
see
I
what
remember
happened.
that. Yeah.
To point and shoot cameras. Um, Went through film, learning a bit of processing. That was interesting. Embraced digital photography, and now I'm even doing virtual photography, which I'll talk about a bit later. Um, so obviously, cameras have been a big part of my life. Um, but when I was going through school, I kind of felt that education was the area that I needed to go, and so I trained and became an early years teacher, and did that for 10 years, everything from little babies all the way up to 5, 6 year olds, after school care. Um, really enjoyed it, but didn't really feel that that's where I was supposed to be in the long term. Um, so it I worked through a variety of different industries, all customer service based. Um, my first real job was a library assistant, so I would shelve books. And then I did the teaching for 10 or so years, worked in customer service, all that. And, enjoyed it and definitely picked up skills along the way, but it's still felt like I was searching for what I needed to be doing. Um, Over time, I realized that the creative side of me is what I really needed to do. Um, Bonus points if I could work in how to include animals in that as well. um, so then I was really lucky and I was given the opportunity to work as a graphic designer for a local newspaper. Um, I was living in Arizona at the time too, like Jackie is, and absolutely loved it. And that then spawned me going to university again, this time for a visual communications degree, which was graphic design, photography, and marketing. Um, really loved it, and that's when I kind of knew that's what I was supposed to be doing. Um, so all this I was doing, I'd work for other employers during the day, to cover bills and all that stuff. But then doing this on the side, going to school, trying out my hand at freelancing, um, and with the goal that eventually I wanted to start my own business when I felt the time was right. Um, well, 2020 came along, and that kind of made the decision for me, the leaping off point for me. Because as a lot of people did, the first lockdown, I basically lost my job that I was going and doing every day. Couldn't do my um, photography because that's very much in person at the time. Um, so it was kind of like a, oh my gosh, now what do I do moment. Um,
For a lot of
and
people.
yeah, really scary time. But I thankfully at the time I was also working with a photography coach, and she'd heard mention of virtual photography and thought that might be a possibility. Um, so I mean, stepping back a bit, I opened my business, which initially was Joanne Moorhouse Photography, in early 2019. So I just started to grow the business up when the pandemic hit, doing networking, um, kind of just getting out there and being as visible as I could, meeting people, taking classes. Um, and so then when I found out about the possibility of virtual photography, I thought, well, that's kind of interesting, but how is that possible? Is it even going to be viable? And then when I started exploring more, I thought, okay, is this secure? Is my computer secure? Is it secure for my clients? Because I don't want to do anything that's going to be questionable, or put risks out there on anyone. Um, so I pulled in some willing victims or guinea pigs, and said, let me try this out with you, just see what it works. At worst, it'll be a laughing point. At best, you'll come away with some photos that you can use. Um, and it was just it just blew my mind, from the start. And those that worked with me there, I mean, Megan and I met, and she's experienced it, and it's it's just, I don't know, it's just such a smart and convenient option for people, and it just opened up my business and personal life into avenues that I wouldn't have expected otherwise. Being out of this, I did two plus year passion project during the pandemic that kept me busy as well, and that was using remote photography to see how many different countries I could get into remotely and share stories of the people and the places there. And that, I ended up, I think, 12 or 13 countries on that run of the project, and turned it into a book all about remote photography and sharing their stories. So it's giving all of them a platform as well to grow, and just showing how being open to different avenues, what it can bring in your life.
Wow. Wow.
Mhm.
Very, very inspired because there were so many places you could have gone inside of your attempts at doing something and then being all shut down. Your resilience is inspiring.
Mhm.
And, you know, I teach my students that consistency over time will produce
Mhm.
magical results. And
Mhm.
that's what you're talking about here. You just
Yeah.
consistent and just kept moving forward with the passion that you have for this. Very excited to know you're out there. And I will be sending people to
Mhm.
you because I've got just this week have been asked for headshots 3 times. Okay. So yes, so you come into my life just at the right time. Thank you. So I have a question for you, and then I
Yeah.
see Jackie's hand up. So my question, Joanne, is this, what do you want to do with this? Because this is a talent that you have and a passion that you have. What do you want to do with this in a way to really impact and make a difference for people out there? What do you see that you could do with your what you have learned and could share with others? What could you do with it?
Um, well, I've all last year I've been essentially working on rebranding because I feel it's always really good to keep your business refreshed, and it kept coming to me that I really need to include, I love photography, but I need to include these other areas that I love as well, such as graphic design and um, working with people, so coaching and mentoring. So over the course of last year, I rebranded from Joanne Moorhouse Photography to JMC, which is Joanne Moorhouse Creative. And I'm bringing everything together in kind of a one-stop shop, essentially. So it's keeping your visual communications consistent throughout, whether that's through photography, through design, content creation on social media, um, even helping with brand strategy and audits to make sure that your brand is authentic to you and growing. Um, so I'm doing that, but I offer the areas that I'm knowledgeable in, but I also work with a bunch of other professionals on a collaborative basis, that I know and trust. So if they
Mhm.
have a complimentary service that my client seeks, such as web design or specific coaching, empowerment, leadership, so forth, I can say, hey, this is who you need to talk to, or I can bring them in to my business on sort of an agency basis and build it into a custom program so they don't have to worry about all the logistics. They just get keep it all consistent throughout. So it's all about simplifying um, my clients' lives while allowing them to grow, to be very authentic to themselves, to build trust, all through using essentially weaving their story, their business, the brand
Mhm.
story
Mhm.
throughout.
Yeah, it's all about businesses thriving.
Yeah.
I got it. Totally got
Mhm.
that. Thank
Mhm.
you. Thank you so much for the service that you offer. Jackie, you have your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm fascinated, as you might guess, Megan, and I'm sure that's the reason that you brought her here. Um, the obvious is to go to every country and to get the stories of women. I know of someone else that did the same thing or is doing exactly the same thing. My question is to you is, did you go to all the countries?
Physically, no.
Well, that's
Virtually,
what I want to
yes.
understand, how you actually found the people in the countries, how you actually accomplished all that. I want the how, lady.
The
I just
network,
can't.
Um,
Yeah,
the
right. You
network.
just said,
yeah.
I want to go here. Let's just her do the her story. What are you talking about? How did you
Yeah.
do all of that? Talk to me.
Um, Dipping into my network. I'm in Explore Protect with Megan. That's how we met. So I think I think South Africa probably has the biggest reach in my book, just because I've met so many people, amazing people over there. But yeah, it's just word of mouth, networking, um,
Mm,
putting feelers out in different places, just trying to bring people in. I did it essentially. It was they got the free experience. They could purchase photos afterwards if they wanted. They did come away with a few as a thank you, as well as I would include their business details if they had a business, um, so
oh,
they get some visibility out of it as well. So, and
So it was,
it was just a really fun project.
so
wow.
you
Yeah.
mostly just interviewed was it only women?
There are a few men, mostly women, but it's getting to know them, sharing. I had questionnaire, so getting some info on them that I could share about them, their business, the location that we photographed in, giving some kind of unknown info about different locations. The bulk of the sessions, the people that I worked with were happy to be included in the photos. There were one or two where they didn't want to be in the photos, but they were there to, show off the location they were in rather than themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That would go hand in hand with the woman that is in our Conscious Collective group. Paulette Stevens does Life Story Library, and she does videos of people with their story, condensed, of course, but she doesn't go into the environment and look at it that way. And then she has a library of all these people. She's never, well, 2020 really knocked her to the ground, so she's kind of coming back. But yeah, I'm fascinated. And so how many different groups, or just, I don't want to go to all the details because we don't have that much time, but I'm really curious about the number of people and, yeah, anything more that you can give me, or number of countries or whatever. You said 12 or 13 countries.
I think there were 12 or 13 countries represented in it. I do want to revisit the program and bring out
Mm,
like a second version at some point. Not at
mhm.
that point yet to actively proceed. But there were probably around 50
Mm,
50 participants roughly.
cool. Okay.
Everywhere
Okay.
from, I mean, obviously UK was in there, US, different states, South Africa,
Wow.
Dubai, Australia, around
Cool.
Europe, yeah, Spain.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Just
So,
think of all those delightful people, Carol. She's salivating as we speak. Um,
Yeah, I heard some countries in there we're not in yet.
yeah. We'll work on that. So if most of them are women, and I'm sure Megan's going, yeah, it's about time we heard about her. So, so yeah, definitely as far as what you do next with these people will be exciting, and we are more than happy to help you with that. So at this point, this is your passion project,
mm,
but I hear your graphic design and your creative self is what probably is employing you at this point. So the question would be, do you have any specific needs, or can you tell me any specific area of people or category or niche that I can help you find more people in, either as an alliance or as a client?
Sure, thank you. Well, I do work with, um, I've found myself naturally drawing in people that are in like coaching space, health and wellness sector, education. I've just recently launched a program though that's specifically geared towards the veterinary industry because of my love of animals. And it was birthed essentially out of they are an industry that are so overworked and rely on trust so much, yet they, in general, don't focus as much on the visible side of their business, such as the websites, social media, and stuff, because they don't have the time to deal with it. Um, but it's crucial with building trust because in this day and age, we don't necessarily just go to the vet practice that's near us. We pick and choose, who we think is going to be the best one.
Mhm.
Um, so
Yeah,
um, finding clients that would be interested in my services for that is an area that I'm keen to grow, as well as collaborating with others who also share love of this industry because I have another program that I want to bring into my business. It'll be more of a collaborative program that it'll be my skills, but it'll also bring in others like those that can do leadership, like mental health, wellness is really key in the industry. Um, Different areas that would be of importance, and building out a big program that includes everything
yeah,
so that the practices can really grow and scale as they want to, while allowing them to catch up some of their time so that they can spend more time with their family and friends rather than feeling like they're always at work.
and that focus with the veterinarians, is that who you're still talking about,
Mainly
or
veterinary practices, but health practices,
yeah,
it's all kind of one and the same.
boy, you could do a lot with
Yeah.
veterinarian.
Mm.
Really, I would suggest focusing on that. We
Mhm.
could make a killing in LinkedIn if you pay attention, when you pay attention. So yeah,
Right.
I'll let Megan go because
I
I'll
love
just
it.
sit here and
Okay,
talk to
Megan.
her forever. Go ahead.
I know. Okay, Megan, what's your question? Go ahead.
Thank you. So the not so real question is how somebody goes from Arizona to the UK weather. All right, so that was the first thing that got me because that's not a part of the story I've heard before, is the Arizona to the UK. That just doesn't make sense to me coming from sunny South Africa. That's number one. But what I think I I don't think the ladies' minds are blown yet, Joanne. Can you tell them how long it takes to do a set of headshots? And ladies, you must. I was gobsmacked when I heard about this the first time, and when I experienced it for the first time, I was I was almost off my feet. This is such an amazing process. So Joanne, just take us like through that very quick basic process of what you do, and your headshots are
That
pretty
was my
much
next
done.
question. I wanted to know the nuts and bolts of how this works. So go
Yeah.
for it.
Give it
Yeah,
to
yeah,
me.
that's what I was.
Well,
Tell us.
essentially, I connect with my clients through a platform, an app that was created specifically to do a virtual, or what I call remote photo shoot. So I send them a link. It They open it up on their phone and it generates a secure password, which is really key. So it encrypts, everything is encrypted from start to finish.
Mhm.
Um, they share that code with me, so I enter it in the platform on my end, and it gives me temporary access to the camera on your smartphone so I can take photos and I
Wow.
can move between the different cameras that you have because most of them have more than one these days. And it also gives me access to the microphone so that I can talk. throughout the sessions, so I can help guide
Wonderful.
you how to place your phone, give ideas on location and stuff, and then make sure that you're in the right position so that I can get the right photo for you. And then the photos, they come back through the platform to me. They don't save on your phone. They come back through me encrypted, and I just take them into my editing software as I would normally do with a regular photo shoot, edit them and send them back to the client ready to go. And I mean, a headshot session, I allow about 15-20 minutes for them.
Oh my
And I mean, in that time, you can come away with 5 or so photos. Um, a typical branding session, generally about an hour. Sometimes I'll split them into 2 shorter sessions if for people that want to have maybe some at their house and some on location somewhere else. I mean, I've done photo shoots on the beach, up in mountains and stuff. Anywhere there's an internet signal is game for a location. And it's just opened up my business and allowed me to go globally.
I got
that.
it. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I mean,
That's,
Megan and I, we did a session out of a vineyard
oh
in
wow.
South Africa. I've never been yet physically, but one day.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Wow,
I
wow,
must
wow.
tell you, ladies, sorry,
So
Carol.
thank you,
Joanne
Megan,
and
for
I,
having her explain this because yeah,
oh,
we
that's
weren't
the magic.
we weren't
That's
really
the
getting it.
mind-blowing bit.
Not
Yeah, that's the
completely.
mind-blowing bit, right?
Yeah.
And Joanne took me on as her photographer's assistant at an event that was arranged by Explore Protec. And so she was the official photographer in the UK. I was at the event. She used my phone as the contact point, the connection point. And I went around and I just said to people, smile for Joanne. And Joanne it's like a voice call on your cell
Yeah.
phone. She's talking to you and you can talk back and she can direct you and says to you, lift slightly for the angle, all of these things. And for 2 or 3 hours, that's what I did. I was her assistant and she took the most amazing pictures at that event. Done.
What? Oh
It's
my God.
mind-blowing.
Mind blow. You're right. Mind blowing. Everybody would want your service if they knew it was available. That's what we're up to, Joanne, is getting your service, what you do, your talent, your passion out there for other people to be able to know it's available. You
Mhm.
know, lots of people don't know this is available.
Yeah.
I'm blown
Yeah.
away. And I'm a videographer.
That's
So
right.
you
Forgot that.
would think I would know about this, but no, mm, it's absolutely amazing. I get that, all the technology that is coming to us so quickly, so amazingly is blowing everybody's minds, and a lot of people are not like embracing it. And I'm
Yeah.
so embracing the future because I do believe this is the future of,
Mm,
of having life be easy.
yeah.
So, and thank you for really and truly coming and sharing this with everyone. I told you I'm reaching out to you, and I sent one of my directors to you because she needs a headshot like yesterday. And yeah, and I think I'm probably going to end up sending all of my directors to you.
Yeah, I was just thinking that they probably all needed to
They
go with
all need
their new
new.
LinkedIn profiles.
Yeah,
Yes, yes,
exactly, Jackie.
absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So, wow, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Very inspiring, very, very inspiring. And yes, go ahead, Megan.
I'm sorry to break your word. Just a bit of advice. Go onto Joanne's LinkedIn profile or her Facebook profile. I do have the details here and I'll share it. But also, audience watching, go onto the profile and see the series of remote headshots that
Oh,
she
yeah.
does every so often. She's got certain sectors of time that she sets it aside throughout her year where she does these sessions. And people step in from all across the globe, and she's just doing like 3 or 4 hours of 15-minute broken up sessions for each person. And then she uses that in her marketing. So just go
Yeah.
and check out her profiles and you'll see what the results are.
Oh, so amazing. I was actually going to ask you before we closed out, do you have a location where we can see your work? Because I am sure people are like, I want to see what this looks like now. We've heard it detailed now, but we want to see it now because we're visual people. So,
Yeah,
so amazing.
website's probably the best because it can take you to my social media as well. LinkedIn is my main platform.
It is.
So
Okay.
people are always welcome to connect with me on there. It's under Joanne Moorhouse. But my website is joannemorehousecreative.com, and there's photos sprinkled throughout that as well.
Beautiful. And
Majority are remote.
did you put all that
What?
information in the chat so we have it?
She
Yes.
doesn't even
I,
have an about.
What?
I,
What?
She doesn't even have an about.
She doesn't have an about on LinkedIn. Is that what you're speaking of?
Yeah, I'm a
Okay.
little surprised, and half of her text is all covered up by her logo.
Uh,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm a little upset. So yeah, we need to work together, Joanne.
Yeah,
So,
that's fine.
and Joanne doesn't know because you didn't talk about that piece
Yeah, you
of
know
that.
how it is. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, Jackie
Yeah.
is a LinkedIn expert around creating profiles that really and truly embody who you are to the world. And so amazing. All right, so guys, thank you once again for another amazing episode of Women Empowered Across the World. And please, we do these Mondays. We do one on Monday and two on Friday, and then we upload them into YouTube. And then we ask everyone, if you love these episodes, please subscribe to the channel. By the way, we just hit a 1,600 in subscribe on the channel. Yes. And so it is growing, guys. It is really honestly growing. I started out with about 200, okay? So it's really growing. And if you love these episodes, please share them. Please reach out and let people know about what Joanne does. So more people have a choice in how they brand themselves out there. So important how we present ourselves socially and social media wise. So anyway, guys, we all deserve to thrive. Let's do it together. Bye, everyone.
There's no divide. Peace and love.